Welcome to Canine Revolution Radio. Presented by Canine Revolution Dog Training, enhancing the dog and owner relationship through education, balance, and pack instinct.
Hey y'all, welcome back.
Hey, we're going with it.
Just leave it in. Just leave it in.
Oh, we're staying live.
We're going with it.
All right, well.
This is raw, boys.
Oh gosh.
This is
I
all
apologize
raw.
to our listeners in advance.
This is 100% raw.
Welcome back to Canine Revolution Radio. I am your host, Chris, and I'm with Chad and Kevin. What's up, guys?
And we're raw.
Hey.
We're going live.
What we got today, Chris?
All right, so today we're going to talk about our top 5. They're really my top 5.
This is all yours. We haven't even seen your write-up here.
No, you haven't. You were supposed to review it, but
Samantha, where are you?
Going blind.
we're talking about the top 5 local hiking trails to visit with you and your canine companions. All right, so hiking. I've always enjoyed hiking since I was a kid. I know Chad has as well. We used to go on many hiking trips as children, and oh yeah, so good stuff. I like being outdoors, being in nature, kind of being away from the busyness of the city, that kind of stuff. So why not enjoy that with our dogs, right? So we're gonna talk about our top 5, my top 5. You guys can agree or disagree. Don't care.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, so let's kick it off. Starting in number 5. First trail we're going to talk about, Sawmill Branch Trail.
That's number 5?
In Somerville.
That's a good one.
It is.
I'm surprised it's number 5 and not.
Only gets better from here.
All right, we'll see. What do you got for it, boys? That's a good trail.
Sawmill Branch Trail. So this trail is about 13.2 miles long along the Saw Branch Canal, according to their website. Took that right off the website.
Nice.
13.2 miles.
Nice.
So this is a really cool trail because there's multiple entry points. So it's not like you're stuck starting at the beginning and walking the full 13.2 miles. You can enter this. I know they have an entrance on at the YMCA, off of Trolley, off of Bacon's Bridge, off of Richardson. There's tons of parking lots that you can go to get on this trail. It's paved and it's pretty level, so it's easy as far as difficulty level in the hiking world. Mm-hmm. It's kid friendly if you got a stroller or something like that. So because of the paved walkway. Mm-hmm. As far as distractions you can expect, well, we see a lot of runners, a lot of bikers, a lot of dogs, sometimes off-leash dogs, and then
armadillos.
Armadillos, just general wildlife, some turtles. I think all of these all these trails we're gonna talk about, I've encountered turtles. So good distraction.
Nice.
But yeah, Sawmill's first one. You guys got any experiences for Sawmill?
Yeah, so the only downside of Sawmill, I think, is that it's open.
Yep.
It's wide open. There's very little to no shade.
Mm-hmm.
But there are side trails that lead into the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That are completely covered. So if it is exceptionally hot, you can walk through a nice shaded neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Be good to go. Yeah. But it is a great trail.
Yeah, definitely.
You go in the morning, there's usually more shade, or again in the evening. Also, if you start at the Oak Brook YMCA, there are some workout stations along the way.
Of course,
as you
Chad
walk.
would touch on
There's
this.
little workout stations, but if you go from the Oak Brook YMCA, right there where the trail ends, you go all the way down till you hit the pull-up bars. That's a mile. So what I used to do with Bane is I'd go early Saturday morning. It used to be our Saturday morning routine. We'd start there. We'd run down to the pull-up bars. I'd do a Murph workout, run back. So if you're into working out, that's a great place to go to. I'd have him off leash because nobody else was out there. It was like 5 a.m. And we'd run down there off leash, because he's well trained, good to go. He'd be hanging out, or I'd do a downstay while I'm doing my pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff. Good to go. So really good opportunity to work out too.
Cool.
Lots of biking, like you said.
Yep.
Good to go.
Cool.
And shark teeth.
And shark teeth.
Shark
if you go
teeth
into
in the
canal,
runoff.
Yep. People go down the canal. They sift for the shark teeth all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even find some gold down there.
No, I doubt it.
Not from where that's flowing from.
Pretty sure that's a sewage thing, but I'm not positive.
Just a runoff from all the neighborhoods. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, good stuff. So good easy trail, nothing crazy. Good if you're just getting into the hiking world, or long distance walking, whatever. It's a good starting point for sure.
Yep.
All right. moving on. So number 4, next trail on the list is Rosebrook Park. And that's also in Somerville. This trail is about 1.5 miles. It's a loop trail. So the entry to this is located on Beach Hill Road and Bacon's Bridge Road. So there is a nice little parking lot. I do believe there's a restroom facility in the parking lot.
Most of the time it's locked.
Not for me.
So if you're listening.
Yeah.
Yep. There's plenty of trees.
Yeah.
Plenty of trees.
So this has one entry, and then it is a loop. You do have a couple of options as far as taking like a longer route. I think that might take you like 2 miles in total. It's still not too bad.
Yeah.
So I would consider this with like a low to moderate level difficulty. There are some elevation changes. There's some roots in the way. You know, you got to cross over a couple of wooden bridges, things like that. So it may not be very stroller friendly, just depending on what type of stroller you got.
Not stroller friendly.
Or runner friendly. Don't run that trail.
I've seen some runners there, but you're
not paved.
I like
not
my ankles.
not paved.
Definitely
This is a legit hiking trail through the woods.
Yep.
And
Lots of shade.
Yeah, a lot of
Lots of
shade.
shade.
Lot of shade.
Yep.
So I mean, we've gone here on hot days, and it's actually pretty cool inside of that little forest area. So this park, in total, according to their website, is about 70 acres. It's a wetlands, and it does take you along the banks of the Ashley River. So once you get to the back of the trail, you can kind of see the Ashley River. Nice little scenic view. It's pretty nice. And we would probably overall this would be like a low level distraction. So we don't run into a lot of people, but every now and then you'll encounter somebody walking their dog or somebody running or just walking the trail.
Or you might see what?
Some turtles.
Turtles.
Yeah, always going to see some turtles. All right.
Watch out for snakes too in the middle of the summer.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be laid out, in those cool areas.
Absolutely.
So you got to watch out for them.
What are those little things along the way? Is that like just information or history?
Yeah, so there
along
are
the
little
trail?
panels that talks about just the local area, some history with the Native Americans that settled this or that lived in this area. I haven't read them all. I usually walk by them.
Walking.
But if you're interested in that kind of thing, that's there for you as well.
Yep.
But I like it because I do like being out in the woods, just being out in nature. And this is like, you don't have to drive out into the sticks, right? It's still in the city, in the town of Somerville, or just on the outskirts of the town of Somerville, but it makes you feel like you're kind of out in the woods.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nice little trail.
We got a little lost in there.
We did get a little
Yeah. So funny story. I'll tell you the first time I walked this trail, they were doing construction on the trail. They had moved a lot of the markers.
Oh god.
And so I got super lost. I had to end up walking all the way to Bacon's Bridge and walk all the way down
Oh my
Bacon's
God.
Bridge Road. It was pretty good.
What the heck?
Yeah, so if you get lost, head towards the traffic noises,
Yeah.
and you'll pop out.
Yeah. Or just find the river, take the river.
Good to go. I like that trail because it's shaded the whole way.
Yep.
So even if it's hot outside, you can go there. It's usually 10, 15 degrees cooler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
So
right
that's
next to the
like-
water, so you get,
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
cool off there.
And I mean, at a good pace, like what usually takes us 30, 45 minutes to do the whole thing?
If that.
Under an hour, definitely.
Yeah, if that.
So just depending on your pacing. So it's a nice little quick trail.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Number 3. Next trail on the list is North Charleston, Wanamaker County Park.
Mm.
All right, so this park also made our cut for dog parks as well, but we're going to throw it in our hiking trails as well, right? So I like this park because of the variety of distractions available, right? So for the trails, like if we're talking just hiking stuff, there's about 2 miles, maybe a little bit more of walking trails. Most of them are paved and level. There is, if you take the one loop, there is a little side trail that you can walk through the woods that's not paved, but you can stay on the paved area if you wanted to. This would be a mid to high level distraction depending on the time of day. So some of the things you can encounter: walkers, runners, bikers, children, dogs, and a lot of wildlife, a lot of geese, a lot of snakes. Sometimes gators,
Yep.
and turtles.
Turtles.
Of course.
Watch out for the snakes. So I've seen some
Yeah.
big rattlesnakes
Oh,
back
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
So you got to be careful.
So as far as difficulty, low level difficulty, like I said, it's paved, pretty level, easy to walk. But this does, I think, out of all the ones we're going to talk about, this has the best options when it comes to distractions, right? So I like to start out. I'll go park by the dog park, work around the dogs, do some socialization by the dog park there. Then you can walk down follow the paved trail. You'll hit the playground. That thing is always packed with kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a little bit of kid distraction. You can hit that 1 mile loop, pop out on the other end of the park by the splash zone. And that's usually pretty crowded, especially during the summer.
Yep.
Things like that. So a lot of distraction stuff.
One thing about that trail, though, you know, I mean, it's a pretty wide trail,
Mm-hmm.
but I seen this one person, they parked on the back parking lot where that shelter's at, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Not the main parking lot where the shelter was. They had like 8 dogs, pulled them all out, all on leashes. This person was double fisting all these dogs, start yoking them down the trail,
Oh, man.
and they had covered the whole trail. I was
Yeah.
behind them, but if you're in front of them and they're coming
Yeah.
to you,
Yeah.
that's a serious distraction.
Yeah.
And
No
that
kidding.
person's not going to be able to control all their dogs because those dogs are literally pulling them down the trail.
Yeah.
So you got to think about what you're going to do if that situation happens to you and you're on the trail. You can either turn around, move the other way, get off the trail, let them pass you.
Yep.
You know, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Nice little downstay.
Downstay action. Yep.
You give this person 8 cards?
Pretty sure they were a dog walker.
Dude, those dogs are freaking going ham, dude.
Man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Moving on. Number 2, next trail on the list is Wanamaker North Trails.
Mm.
All right, so this trail is in the Crowfield area of Goose Creek, but it is, I believe, it's still a Charleston County park.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So it has a multitude of different trails. In total, it's about 15 miles of trails. So if you walk them all, it's about 15 miles. So these would be probably moderate difficulty. Definitely not paved. You know, a lot of up and down terrain, a lot of roots, a lot of puddles and flooding sometimes if it's raining, things like that. So just be mindful of that. Again, this would be also a low-level distraction. This is a very popular spot for bikers, so I think like a lot of mountain bikers and stuff go here. I saw like they had a little mountain biking course off to the side.
Oh,
so,
nice.
You know, that's a very popular spot. So you'll probably encounter some bikers, some, you know, the usual, some other hikers, some dogs, things like that. I've not really run into a whole lot of dogs here though. So.
What's the shade like?
Shade is good. So this is similar to Rosebrook. So this is in the woods. I like it because it's very scenic. It's like quiet. It's a lot quieter than Rosebrook. With Rosebrook, you feel like you're in the woods, but you can still hear
You hear the road.
road.
Yeah.
With this, you really feel like you're out in the woods, out in the middle of nowhere. You're kind of removed from you know, the hustle and bustle. So
Nice.
I like it.
And you can take shorter loops, right? So you
Yes.
can pick what loop you
Right.
want for your distance.
Yep. And so there is a trailhead, and it has the map. They're all marked with different colors. So I think I wrote it down in here. Yeah, so the shortest one is 1.7 miles, so you can do a 1.7 mile. All of these trails, I believe, are loops. And then the longest one is an 8-mile loop. And then they all kind of intertwine with each other, so you can pick and choose, you know, okay, I want to start on the yellow, hop on the red, and, you know, for a total of 5 miles or whatever you want to walk. You got a lot of options.
Nice.
So that's kind of one of the reasons I like this place as well.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool. Good to go.
Cool. Good stuff. All right. Number 1 spot.
I know what it is.
You guys ready?
I know what it is, dude.
He doesn't know what it is.
I know what it is. Go ahead. What is it?
What is it? What is it? boy?
John's Island.
It's Johns Island County Park.
I knew
boy.
it, dude.
I've been trying to
I knew
get Chad to go here for years. All
John's
right.
Island is Chris's territory.
Johns Island County Park, beautiful park, my favorite.
How many acres is it?
It's 738 acres.
Oh,
Really?
crap.
The
Yeah.
whole park?
It's massive. It's huge, right? So there's about 20 miles of hiking trails.
Nice.
So this park is, I believe, it's primarily like an equestrian park. So you know, horses and things like that. So you'll see like where they'll do, I don't know, competitions, horse shows. I don't know. I'm not fancy in the horse world, but it's definitely a horse attracted place. So trail as far as difficulty, it's easy to moderate. Again, this is not paved, so this is just out in the woods. Mostly it's level ground. I think I did go right after it had rained, so there were some areas that were pretty wet, but no major issues. But you definitely feel removed from the city here because it is.
You're in Johns Island,
yeah,
boys.
Yeah, you are not in the city. You are in the woods. You know, and it's a very large area. So, a couple of things that I've run into is other people, dogs, horses, and then wildlife. Right. So there's also
What kind of wildlife?
I mean, mainly turtles, but some other things, a couple squirrels.
What other things did you run into over there?
Well, don't jump ahead, boys. Don't jump ahead. I got a good story for this park, all right? So there's also if you're into archery, there's a course there. So this is where my story comes in.
What you got?
Jumping the gun. So first time I ever went to this park, I'm walking, and I see something large out of the corner of my eye. Right, I'm walking. I had Bear with me that lives over there, Brady and Lucy's owners, right? walking bear. I see something large at the corner of my eye. I'm like, what is that? It's not moving. I look. It's a huge alligator.
Oh,
giant, giant, like 12, 13 foot alligator.
Yep.
Right? Like this is the biggest alligator I've ever seen. So now I'm freaked out. I'm like, should I leave? Should I run back the way I came? Should I keep going? It's not moving. Like what's so I kind of stare at it, keep on moving. It's just and it's standing. You know, like usually they're on their belly. It's like standing up.
Oh yeah,
right?
he's
like
ready to run at you.
Like he's ready to go, but he's not moving.
Yep.
Then I look like closer. I'm like, whatever. I'll keep on walking. So I keep on walking. Then I see another thing. It's a turkey. Right? And the turkey's not moving. I'm all right. That's weird.
The gator was about to get the turkey.
That's what I'm thinking, right? I'm like, what? But why is that turkey's not moving? It's still like a statue, right? I'm like, okay, weird. Keep walking, and I see a deer doing the same thing.
There you go.
Come to find out, it's a 3D archery course, and they're not live animals.
Just shoot them with your archery.
You can go from station to station
Practice your,
if you're into archery
skills.
It's pretty cool, pretty awesome. But
It must look pretty realistic.
yeah, oh yeah, from a distance, pretty good. I thought it was a real alligator. I definitely was a little scared.
You puckered up a little bit.
Puckered up, a little pucker factor.
If you
Going
do
on.
encounter an alligator, though, you probably don't want to use a bow and arrow.
Probably not. Yeah, that was why it was kind of weird. Like, why would that even be a
Low
archery?
target, long
Yeah.
target.
I don't know, but what
That's
do
just
I
for
know?
fun,
What
boys.
do I know?
That's to get
So-
one of those arrows that have the bullet in it,
Yeah.
like Doc Anthony was talking
There you
about.
go. There you go. That might do the trick, but still probably not. But yeah, cool. So like based on the scenery and the seclusion from the city, that's why for me this is number one. For those of you in the Somerville area, it's a drive. It's a good drive.
It is a drive.
But yeah, that's the list of parks. So one thing I do want to talk about very quickly, this is kind of unrelated to the dog world, but it is relevant to the hiking world, is some safety and preparedness stuff. I feel like it'd be irresponsible if we say, hey, go hit the trails and didn't talk about that stuff. So if you're new to this, just make sure you're setting yourself up for success. Especially if you're going to these distant parks. Something like Wanamaker, they have facilities, they have water fountains, things like that, so not a big deal. But if I'm going to something like Johns Island County Park or even the Wanamaker North Trail and I'm going to be walking distances, I like to bring water with me. Pedialyte. Bring plenty of maybe some snacks and things like that, and don't forget about your dog, some type of bowl or something to put water in, so you got plenty of hydration. Know what trail you're on, understand the basics of hiking, how to follow a trail. Don't just zone out. That's a quick way to get lost. I know me and Chad used to do that all the time as kids. You zone out, all of a sudden you're 8 miles off course and you don't know where you are, and then you got to figure out how to get back. Make sure your phone's fully charged, different things like that, so you can call in case of
Maybe have
emergency.
a emergency kit.
Yep, little first aid kit.
Yep.
I usually carry like a Camelback backpack, keep a first aid kit, maybe even like a compass. Probably not.
Probably
but
too much.
probably
Yeah,
too
for most people.
Keep
Yeah.
a portable charger in there, though.
portable charger, like a
Solar
solar.
ones,
Yep,
solar.
I've got one of those. I keep
$25.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, just make sure you're setting yourself up for success, so you're not getting stranded out in these places and your battery's low or you don't have service or anything like that. Flare gun, whistles. Yeah,
I always keep at least a gallon of water in my truck at all times, with a doggy bowl in there. In my toolbox, it stays pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then if I go on that trail, I got my little backpack. I don't have a Camelback, but I have the jug that fits into the backpack.
Yeah.
And that's at least a half gallon, plus a doggy bowl, plus some Pedialyte, plus some Pedialyte powder.
Yep.
And then
Some
I'll,
granola bars,
like
Oreos.
Yeah, well, no Oreos.
We saw the tape, boys.
Yeah.
Little protein bar,
Uh-huh.
good to go. A little bit of fast
Something that's
carbs.
small, but it's
Right.
hits you heavy.
Get you through in case the unexpected happens,
Yep.
and that's mainly, especially when it's like your first time checking a place out. Like I'll hit Rosebrook and I'll just be pre-hydrated and hit that fine, no issues, but I'm familiar with the trail and all that kind of stuff. So just wanted to throw that in there so you guys aren't hitting the trail and getting lost. And
Good
then,
call. You know what else is fast carbs for quick energy? Gummy bears.
Really?
Gummy bears.
Really?
Put some in a Ziploc bag. Put them in your pocket.
I would think those would take a long time to digest.
No. You need a quick energy boost.
What about Skittles? I'm a big fan of Skittles.
Probably. Pixie sticks.
Pixie sticks, boys.
Pixie sticks. Good to go. That's like fast carbs.
Good for lifting, believe it or not.
Yep. True. That's another podcast. Lifting weights. Let's do a lift and weight podcast.
What's that have to do with dogs?
Everything.
We'll have a dog on the spot in the
Distraction.
Oh, you were digressing. We're digressing. All right. So anyway, we're closing out. So there are literally hundreds of trails just in this area. I love hiking. If you guys are into it, check out some of these trails. leave us some comments on some trails that maybe is in y'all's area that you guys like. We'll be happy to go try them out. Maybe they'll make the list next time.
You know who's got some good trail lists? One of our alumni. I won't say her name, but River's mom, River the Border Collie. She has done little reviews on a lot of trails.
Really?
Might be worth having her on to talk about.
We should have had her on for this one.
We'll have her on another one.
She's probably more experienced than all three of us.
She's got video and reviews of a bunch of trails.
Nice.
You know, for people that are into hiking. So if you're into this topic, let us know.
Yeah.
Bring her on as a special guest.
Yeah. Maybe feature some more places.
Yep. We'll have to buy her lunch.
I want to get into hiking. I'll go check them out.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's do it.
Good to go, boys.
All right, good stuff. So that's all we got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know if there's any other topics you want us to talk about, but we appreciate you guys listening. See you all next time.
See you next time. Out.